Guten Tag, met me. Merry Christmas, wie geht's? Moi, Dieter, ich bin Dieter. Dieter, this video, Dieter is going to actually explain, because he's got some more viewers now, what he's all about, because he has a lot of videos. He's getting close to 800, and he'll tell you, Dieter is going to tell you why Dieter does what he does and what he's really about. So let's get a few things straight, okay? I'm not a good guitar player. I don't practice enough, but I'm an artist. I love things made out of wood, and I'm good at analyzing things visually and sonically and breaking them down. And I know most of the time what I should be doing. That doesn't mean I do it myself. So I think, okay, I don't want to be a pro. I'm not monetized. So my videos I just do them for fun because I love all things guitar. And if some of you have a certain guitar name, okay, like Taylor or Gibson or Martin or whatever it is, I'm not knocking you, and I'm not really knocking the guitar you may have, because I don't know. You could have a great guitar. What I criticize, because I always say in most of my videos, I like to help, and I do like to help. And the reason I like to help is because I don't have a lot of money, but I've got quite a good guitar collection. And so I try to share with my self-deprecating humor, I think, my guitar experience with you. And you know, and I don't rehearse anything, really I don't. And I like all kinds of music. I like classical music, I like jazz music, I like rock and roll music, I like any music that's good, like pleasing to my ear, I like. And I like to get into, okay, why is that? Yeah. When I knock something like, I'll give you an example. When I knock something like a Martin Sinker guitar, for example, it doesn't have to be Martin. Put any name you want on it. If Boucher said, they had a Sinker guitar and they charged double what they should for that, I would criticize them too. Just like I would criticize Godin. These I'm just mentioning in contrast some of the brands that I really like Yamaha. And the reason that I say that is because personally, I've never found a bad Yamaha. Yeah, I'm not going to say a $300 Yamaha is the best guitar I've ever played, but for $300, I played actually some damn good Yamahas. And the same with Godin's, up for $400. They're a little more money now, and I think they always were underpriced. I personally have never played a bad one. And I don't care who you are, you can take any. And I do know how to make a guitar. If I had the proper setup, I could make a damn good guitar. And I guarantee you it would cost a couple $1,000. Because that's what, the materials would cost. So anybody who has some skill for a couple of grand should put together a good guitar. This is my point. So when I make fun of, and it's just good fun for people, when I make fun of something like a Martin Authentic, it's because it's just bullshit. It's marketing. It might be a great guitar, and I haven't actually seen one. So, but I'm extrapolating, and I'm allowed to do that. It's my channel. I can do what I fucking want, right? So I'm saying it might be a really good deal for $3,000. But for 7 or 8 or 9, I think you're getting ripped off. And if Boucher was doing the same thing, or Godin was doing the same thing, or Yamaha was doing the same thing, or Takamine was doing the same thing, or Gibson was doing the same thing, or Alvarez was doing the same thing, I would say they're ripping you off. That's all I'm saying. Like, if you've got you might be a Martin person who's watching this and saying, you're an asshole, I spent 10 grand on this and it's fabulous. Well, good for you. All I'm just saying is I doubt seriously that it's worth 10 grand. If it's worth 10 grand to you, fine, it's worth 10 grand. It's not worth 10 grand to me. And I try and help people because I've spent a lot of time over the years. I very rarely buy something on an impulse or something because someone says, well, you know. I've actually experienced people tell me, like I had a student once who said he had to get rid of his guitar and buy a Martin guitar or he wouldn't be allowed to play in this what style of music is, you know, in this folky style band, unless he got a Martin. Like, what's that? That's like fucking mafia shit. And the other thing is, because I like all styles, I'm telling you straight, you can look at all my old videos. I try and give just good advice and stuff on stuff that I know about. So some of these other things is, there's no one guitar out there that does it all. If you think that, you're delusional. And every time, I don't do it anymore because I've just decided, fuck off. I know what I'm doing. And so all my guitars are different. They are all different. I don't have two of the same thing. You could say, okay, my Boucher is the same as my old Norman. But I got that Boucher because my old Norman which was a imitation or copy of a Martin D28. Sure it was, right? Was dying, and I was at the point where I thought, okay, it's for the scrap heap. But after I got my Boucher, I realized why I liked that guitar so much. So I fixed up the Norman, and so I now have two mahogany non-cutaway dreadnoughts, right? But they still are different because the Boucher has an Adirondack top, and the Norman has a Sitka top. So they are different. And I have my Stunning go down. The other thing is, I know I'm not a good player, but I enjoy it. I don't practice enough. But that doesn't mean shit, because most players aren't. There are millions of people that play guitar, and a lot of them are never going to be great. But who cares? So I have these things. I can play enough to demonstrate things. And what I hope to do with my videos is actually turn someone on who is maybe new to it, or someone who needs a kick in the ass or a shot in the arm. Say, hey, look, this old bugger is still having fun, and he's an old man, right? So, you know, I think that's what it's about. Now, so yeah, so if you look at me and I'm waxing philosophical greatness about the Montreal, it's because I have one and I think it's great. And if you don't like my playing, well, go and find someone who has one of these, because there are people out there on the internet that really can show what this thing can do. And I've told you before, I don't give a shit who it is. You give me you take one of your guitar heroes. I've said it before in one of my videos, if I gave this to David Gilmour and he's being honest with me, he would play it and he would fucking love it. All right. So any really good guitar player or player that you admire, you can give them a good guitar and they will sound great on it. It's just a fact. So what do you learn from that? Okay? Those guys don't even have to buy their guitars. They get them given to you. But what I am about, this is what I'm really about, is I'm going. Okay, and I've said this on other videos. I have wanted to go in and buy a Martin guitar. I've wanted to go in and buy a Taylor guitar. I've wanted to go in and buy a Gibson guitar and a Fender guitar and whatever, for these iconic guitars. And every single time I've found something within my budget that plays better, sounds better, and costs less money. All right? So, you know, hey, if the Martin Authentic was priced at $2,700 US, which is probably what it should be, I'd probably say, oh yeah, fine, you know? Or if the sinker, I think the sinker is actually more reasonably priced now. But, you know, if it was priced around $3,000, I'd probably say, yeah, go for it, right? But 50 grand for a $2,000 guitar, you're just an idiot. And if you are my wife, I'm not married, but if you are my wife or my best friend, and you went and spent 50 grand on something that was, on something that had $2,000 of raw materials, I'd say you're an idiot. Now, it's your money. But, you know, still not gonna, I'm not gonna try and be politically correct. Now I have this thing is so fucking versatile. I'm not gonna demonstrate it because I'm already at 11 minutes. But check out players that can play and have a go down Montreal and see what they have to say. Because I'm gonna tell you I think I paid, this was my birthday Christmas present to myself 2 years ago. I had to wait a year for it. It was specially made. This is a real custom job. This was actually ordered and made for me. Okay? And I paid full price. And man, I'm one happy camper. So that's what Dita's about. So what Dita's going to do is he's going to give himself the Helpful Banana Award for crazy old men who are actually just enjoying their golden years, trying to help maybe some young people, old people, or middle-aged people have fun with buying, owning, and learning to play this wonderful instrument. I made that amplifier. I made a guitar. I don't have it anymore. I gave it away. But I generally know what the fuck I'm talking about. So that's why Dita is giving himself the Helpful Banana Award. Wiedersehen, measure me happy plucking.